Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of May 12th, 2021. Sorry for the delay in getting the previous week's video up. Wednesday was a kind of chaotic day, and then Thursday I work all day, and by the time I get home I'm super tired and I don't really want to do much. And then Friday was my daughter's 8th birthday, and I pretty much had stuff to do all weekend and didn't have a chance to sit down and do it. So I finally got it up for you guys. So hopefully you enjoy that. But this one I'm hoping will be right up right away. So let's get right into it. First up, we have American Vampire book 8. American Vampire 1976 book 8. If you have not read American Vampire, it is really just a great look at American kind of just Americana over the ages, but told with like through the lens of like vampires over time. So Scott Snyder's done a really solid job on it. I do highly recommend it. I really wish they would collect it in a better version than they have previously, but who knows, when it's done they might do the omnibus treatment or something. Next up we have Batman the Detective 2 of 6. Read this not knowing what the hell it was about. The concept's really interesting. It's that somebody's going after all of the people that Batman has saved. So yeah, it's really an interesting concept and brutal concept. So definitely something that you should check out. I mean, it's Tom Taylor. How can you beat it? So next up we have Batman Urban Legends number 3 with a John Romita Jr. cover for the main. I almost swapped out the main for the cover C, but I didn't. But yeah, Batman Urban Legends has been okay. Urban Legend has been okay. I've enjoyed the stories that are going on in it with Grifter and some of the other stuff. So really good book. I don't foresee it going a ton long, like a long running series, but for now I'm enjoying it. Next up we have Challenge of the Super Sons number 2 of 7. Getting more Super Sun stuff from Tomasi. So what can you say? He knocks it out of the park with that, father-son, two-teen dynamic. Great stuff. Next up is a celebration book, and that is DC Festival of Heroes, the Asian Superhero Celebration. This is a one-shot, 100-page bad boy. If you love Jim Lee art, I highly recommend picking it up. I'm super excited to see the stories that they have in here on some of these characters. And it's also the first appearance of Monkey Prince. So, if you're looking out for those first appearances, you might want to grab one of those. Next up, we have The Dreaming Waking Hours number 10. This fits with the vein of the Sandman universe, and it's just really well done. G. Willow Wilson's doing a fantastic job on the book, and it really adds to the Sandman universe. So if you get a chance, check it out. Next up, but you should technically kind of read Sandman first. If you haven't, you probably should, and I'm specifically saying this to somebody. Next up, we have Future State Gotham number 1. We got a little bit left in the Future State stuff, so check that out if you want to see what happens with Gotham there. I have no idea what's happening in the book, but we'll see. Next up we have Geiger number 2. I enjoyed the first issue. It was really good. I can't wait to see where Jeff Johns and Gary Frank take us in this independent story, but really good first issue. Solid. If you have not picked it up, do try and track down a copy. I don't know if we have too many left at Comics Conspiracy, but you can always check on our website, comicsconspiracy.biz. So next up is The Joker number 3. I have not read issue 2 yet, but everyone went crazy for issue 2 for some, I think, Joker Bane's daughter or something. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna read it. But yeah, the speculators are out in force sometimes. So sometimes, hopefully, by the time you see this and get to your store, hopefully if you have it on your subscription, you can take a shot. Or, your store orders enough that there's copies left. Or they're nice enough to pull you a copy and put it in your saver when you say, whoops, I didn't add that. Next up is Chip Zdarsky's Justice League Last Ride book. I'm curious to see what Chip brings to the Justice League in this story, so we'll see what happens there. Next up is Gillian March's Carmen. Really, really well done. Issue 1 was amazing. Issue 2 was great as well. It's really kind of just it looks at like some of like how we view things and how we view ourselves and all of this stuff that just compiles and compiles. And it's really good kind of surreal death trip of looking at how life is. So, but I don't know if I described that correctly, but it's good. Next up is one for my son, and that's Marvel Action Spider-Man. He likes Spider-Man, but he hasn't really been reading them. So we'll see if he gets on that and starts reading his stuff. Next one is a one from Steve Orlando from Aftershock books or comics, and that's Project Patreon, issue 2. The first one was really interesting. The concept is that the superhero is dead and they replaced him with a robot, so nobody knows he's dead. So yeah, it's really, really interesting. So I'm checking it out. Steve Orlando it doesn't always hit out of the park for me, but I do like his story, majority of what I read by him. Next up is someone I do really like to read, and that's Tom King. We got Rorschach number 8. Yes, 8. So yeah, I have actually not read issue 7. I'm horrible. I've gotten behind, and I feel bad. See, late, and it's yeah. Sorry, take another shot. Anyway, Rorschach's amazing. Check it out. Next up is, I think, the last issue. Let me double check. Let's see. So that's a preview. That's not the same. That's not the same. Yeah, it looks like it's the end of this one. That is a Valiant title, and that is Savage number 4. It's okay. Again, I do pick up a fair amount of Valiant's line of books. I like reading them. It's nice to kind of get out of the swimming pool of DC. You know, I don't really read Marvel, so I'm not really in that pool. But I understand the Marvel, you know, pool of books. It's nice kind of to just step out of those and read a different universe, a different kind of, where there's no Superman, there's no Batman, there's no Spider-Man, there's no like the over-the-top, you know, spandexy comic book superheroes and villains, where we have more of like a realistic kind of villains, and more we have some stuff that's a little out there, like with the Exo Man War stuff, but overall really solid. Valiant line is mostly solid. Savage was just, it's one of those things. It's a fun read. It's something you don't need to take too seriously. So if you're looking for something to just read, check it out. But it's going to go up on eBay when I finish reading that. Not that it's bad. I'm just don't need it in my collection. Next up is Tom Taylor's 7 Secrets number 8. This book has been really good. I'm really curious to see where it goes, especially now that kind of the story has done its intro. It's gotten the main character where he needs to go, and we'll see what happens with that character. So who knows? Next one is the only Marvel book I'm currently buying in a single issue, and that's Star Wars: The High Republic number 5. I've been enjoying the High Republic stuff. It's been good. I have not been good about reading this book by Charles Soule. I love it. It's good, but I think I go through phases of like, I want to read the Star Wars books, but I kind of get burnt out on the Star Wars books. And so when that happens, I slow down drastically. So yeah, my novel reading is not up to par with what it should be. And I kind of just need something, you know, kind of to jolt me back into reading the novels. Because let me tell you, I did finish A Brave New World. That book sucks. So, next up we have Superman 31. This kind of ties into what's going on with Jonathan and his dad Clark, in that Jonathan is very, very worried about his dad, because he is currently, what's going on is not in the history books, and this is where his dad kind of disappears from the history books. So he's concerned about what's going to happen to his dad because John's been to the future with the Legion and he has gotten this information. So it's a really interesting look on the dynamic of, children realizing their parents are mortal, that they will one day go and pass. So yeah, really good stuff. Next up, we have Wonder Woman number 772. It's really wordy. It's interesting, really wordy, the past few issues. So it's one of those books that I'm like, I enjoy it, but man, is there a lot of dialogue. So yeah, but we'll see. It's good stuff. Oh, excuse me. Third shot. I did pick up some variants. The first one is a variant for Batman Urban Legends number 3. Picked that one up. I didn't initially want this variant, but I saw the dark side on it, and I was like, nah, okay, I changed my mind. And that was the one for Challengers of the Super Sons, number 2. That's a pretty dope dark side. So, of course, Art Germ gave us a DC Festival of Heroes, the Asian Superhero Celebration, number 1, with a nice Batgirl on the cover. Future State Gotham had an interesting cover with the Batman silhouette in the ground. Geiger had a bunch of covers, so I snagged those ones up for issue 2. So there's the first one. And then we're getting another one with the mutated dog wolf thing. And then another Gary Frank one there. Joker had a pretty intense one with its variant cover. And that's for Joker 3. It's a little playing card that they could beat up. And then there was a Gary Frank one for issue 3 of Joker as well. This one was cool, except it's really weird. This eyeball, like his eyeball right there is like, is he blinking? Is he blind? Did the eye get removed? It weirds me out a little. So yeah, I mean, maybe I should ask Gary if that was intentional, on Twitter, and maybe he'll answer me. Next up is the variant for Rorschach number 8. Snagged that one up because it's awesome. And Wonder Woman 772. Snagged that one up as well. That's it for my pull list. I did, and it's a hefty week this week. Been having a handful of weeks that are kind of just good and solid average weeks. A couple have dipped into lows. This is a heavy week for me. So, but I did pick up 2 graphic novels. The first one is, they're both by Greg Pak, funny enough. But the first one is Firefly Blue Sun Rising Volume 2. I have not yet read any of the Firefly stuff by Greg Pak. I like Firefly. I'm really excited to read it. I have the ones over there that I need to read, but I'm just adding to it with this. So, yeah. And then Greg Pak apparently wrote one for kids from Kaboom, which is Boom's, YA line. And that is The Princess Who Saved Herself. So I picked this up for my daughter. So it's $17, $16.99, and it's very thin. So I'm not sure if it's something that I'm like, oh man, you just got to go out and get it, because it's a little pricey for what little you get on this. But hopefully she likes it, and it's always, no matter how much the price, sometimes it's good if they just really like the material. So hopefully my daughter likes it. We'll see. That's it for this week. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, comments, what you're picking up, all that cool stuff. Be nice. Internet's a crappy place. Don't need it to be crappy here. So yeah. And you can also listen to me on the Comics Conspiracy podcast, where we just finished recording episode 500. 10 years, 500 episodes. Well, we celebrated 10 years like 2 months ago. And this is our 500th episode. And man, did we not go all out at all. Ryan is not a huge fan of prepping for the podcast. So we just kind of did a really just normal episode for episode 500. But you can check that out. There's a link in the description below. It's kind of a milestone, so I'm a little proud that I have, I've been on a podcast that has 500 episodes. I might not have been on all of them, but we have hit a milestone at least. So maybe we'll get to 1,000. Who knows? But yeah, really cool. And yeah, again, link in the description below for episode 500. Check it out if you want to listen to more. You can also help me out, me and my fellow conspirators out through Patreon, and that's at www.patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting fees and being able to get comics and comic book stuff to talk about. So thank you very much to all of our Patreon backers. It helps out immensely. You can help me out a little more directly by going to any of the Amazon links here or at conspiratorbrock.com. Click on it. If it's something you want to buy it. I get some Amazon money. Cool. If you want to buy something else, I think if you click on it and you even add stuff at some point, it helps. But who knows how that stuff really works. But for those of you that help out that way, thank you. It's nice to get a little bit Amazon money here and there. But if you want to do a little more directly, you can head over to my eBay page. There's a link in the description below. I'm constantly purging and getting rid of stuff. I just finished I'm almost done. I just finished listing the final boxes of old Nintendo Game Boy games that I had, just the boxes for, which have been selling crazy, so yeah, so I have all of that stuff up there, but I also have the comics I'm getting rid of. I'm going to be probably putting up some more stuff in the near future. I try and get up stuff at least once I'm done with it, like Savage. Once I'm done, boom, it's up there. I did go through my collection and I did purge out some stuff, so I do have some things that I need to actually get up on eBay, but yeah. Purge, man, you gotta constantly be purging. Cycle it. But yeah, yeah, go over there, check it out. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle's BES Basement. I still have not been able to get my Brock Sager account unlocked. Who knows if that'll ever happen, but every so often I just keep sending that "why was I suspended for BS reasons" kind of thing, and we'll see if a human being ever looks at it. But yeah, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to get this up and probably watch some Queen's Gambit. I started watching that. It's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. I'm still stuck on reading those books that are up there, the Star Wars Charles Soule book and the what was it, Like Lions. I read the first one. Bull Mountain was really, really good. So yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm tired. See you next week.